The reason why you're so frustrated, angry, and bitter is because you're functioning on outdated internal software, and life is demanding an upgrade. You keep pushing off the alarms, saying, "Remind me tomorrow," and developing adrenaline, comforts, and habits. It's time for the next version of yourself. Snap out of it. You're going to have to sacrifice who you used to be. Sacrifice is what's going to get you through the door. Sacrifice is what will have you seated at the table. College is not high school, and the real world is not college. You can't keep showing up as the old version of yourself. You gotta learn how to sacrifice your time. When you want to sleep, you have to wake up. When you want to watch that movie, you have to read that book. If you want the future, you've got to sacrifice your time. Where we spend our time reflects what we value most. Get out of the 30-day mentality and commit for the rest of your life. I need you to get out of your comfort zone. You can't be successful while holding on to the companion of comfort. Comfort and success cannot walk together. Boss up and admit that you are afraid. You are afraid to fulfill your destiny. You are afraid to manifest. You are afraid to evolve. You are afraid to give it everything you have because you are afraid people will reject you. You are afraid to change. You are afraid to move. Boss up and admit that you are afraid, but today is the day you break through. Tell yourself, I am not afraid. I am not afraid of pursuing my objectives. I am not afraid of focusing. I am not afraid of sacrificing. I am not afraid of giving everything I have. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what I look like. I'll look crazy if I have to fulfill my destiny. This is my time. Late nights, early mornings, sometimes no friends, no family. I don't know what your sacrifice is. You just may have to give everything you have, but in the end, it'll be worth it. The future is very expensive. I don't know what it is you want to do, but everybody's got something they want to achieve, something they want to become, somewhere they believe they're destined to go. Oftentimes, we don't hit these targets because we're not considering the cost. So I just want to share a few things you need to start sacrificing right now. And the first and most important thing I'll share is the freedom time pressure you're giving yourself. If you wake up feeling your time, you've got to get used to sacrificing your time if you're going to achieve your goals, become who you're meant to be, or go where you're destined to go. You have to learn to sacrifice your time. Can't have the future if you don't know how to wake up at 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning. You won't be able to manifest it if you're sleeping when the world sleeps. You've got to learn how to get up when everyone else is sleeping. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you need to learn to manage that time effectively. This means you can't binge watch your favorite shows every day. This means you can't spend all day on social media. This means you can't do whatever you want all day and still expect to manifest your goals or become who you're meant to be. It's not going to happen. Your comfort. You need to surrender your comfort. Get out of your comfort zone. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to achieve it, if you're going to become it, you've got to break out of your comfort zone. Some of you have financial goals, relational goals, and health goals, but you're too comfortable. You're comfortable in the current toxic relationship you're in. You're comfortable being overweight. But I'm just wondering if there's anybody listening to me who is just flat out tired of being comfortable. Number 3, past versions of yourself. There is an irritation, an anguish, and a pain that we all carry when we show up in a new season with the old version of ourselves. Every season requires a new version of you, another version of discipline, focus, and intentionality. So you've got to sacrifice the old you. I know you keep celebrating small wins, which you accomplished 5 years ago, 2 years ago, or what you did in high school. I need you to find a mirror. I need you to say goodbye to the old version of yourself. In the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to make you proud. The next thing that's got to go: fear, pride, and ego. For many of us, fear is disguised as being rational and practical. Fear cloaks itself as a planning agent. I'm just planning out the process, or I'm just walking myself through everything and processing it. Fear disguises itself as overthinking. I'm talking to you. I need you to find a mirror. I need you to bind up the spirit of fear and tell yourself, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. If you were to ask me what I fear, I don't fear starting. I fear never starting and sleeping on my potential. I'm terrified of not manifesting and becoming the version of myself I was destined to be. The next thing you're going to have to sacrifice, your vice. Now listen, I don't know what your vice is. If you're trying to lose weight, your vice could be ice cream, chips, cupcakes, or cookies. If you're trying to be financially fit, your vice could be splurging on clothes, entertainment, food, or recreation. Sometimes you're going to have to surrender for a month, a quarter, or even a year. It takes a lifetime of discipline. Can you surrender what you have possessed? Can you surrender what is possessing you? Some of you are possessed by social media. It's no longer a servant, it's a master. Social media is a beautiful servant, but it is a terrible master. Can you surrender social media? Can you surrender your time? Can you surrender yourself? Can you surrender your mind? Can you surrender your will? Can you stop choosing what's killing you? And if you're going to achieve it, if you're going to manifest, if you're going to do this thing, then you're going to need some stamina. Come on, believe it. Start speaking stamina over your life. Start speaking endurance over your life. Believe it. Believe it. If you're going to be extraordinary, you can't make ordinary sacrifices. There are levels to sacrifice. The sacrifices everybody makes, and the extraordinary sacrifices required to reach new heights. You can't have the future if you can't surrender something that's no longer serving you. You cannot manifest. You cannot become the next version of yourself. You cannot experience a higher quality of life unless you sacrifice. There are some things you love too much. There are some people you've kept in your life who are toxic. They add no value. They are no longer serving your vision. It's time for the next version of yourself. Snap out of it. This version of you is not going to carry you into the next season. You're going to have to sacrifice who you used to be.